Hello, welcome back. And if you're new here, this is Minutes with Mal. I'm Mallory and we talk all about books. So in this video, I want to talk about everything that I want to read this year. It's going to be a little bit of a long video, so grab a drink and sit down and relax. So the first one I want to talk about is what I'm currently reading, and that is the First Lost series by Joe Abercrombie. And I finished the first book earlier this month, and now I'm currently reading the second book, which is called Before They Are Hanged. And these were, I'm going to give you the ratings on Goodreads. This one was rated a 4.2, and we follow like 5 or 6 main characters, and then you have sub characters, and it's multiple perspectives, so each chapter is a perspective of that character. So it's kind of like Game of Thrones a little bit, and he was inspired a lot by Game of Thrones in his writing, and he came out with these like right out of college, and he's probably in his 40s now. They're really good. The writing is very good. I love it. And this is a trilogy, so I've got the third one here as well, and the third one is The Last Argument of Kings. So I've got the trilogy. They're so good, so good. My husband read them and he's like, you have to read them. And I was like, all right, I'll read them. But yeah, they're really good. It's set in a fantasy world where there's magic and there's political intrigue and there's murders, and it's just so good. You should read it. I'm not gonna get too into the summaries because I feel like some of these books really tell you too much, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to spoil anything for you. So this next series is called the Lightbringer series. So I've got the first book, which is called The Black Prism, and then the second book, which is called The Blinding Knife. Now my husband read these. There are 5 books in this series, and this one was rated 4.2, and then The Blinding Knife 4.3. And so basically it's set in a fantasy world where and it has a very interesting magic system, and the magic is based off of this prism, and those who wield it are very powerful, but they can only use that power for a certain amount of time because I don't want to say their time is limited to use this, to wield this power. And so basically it's like light magic. It's very cool, very interesting. James was talking to me about it. He actually told me too much and I got really mad at him. He spoiled a lot, but I'm still gonna read it because, I mean, there's a lot there, you know? So I'm really excited about this one. So this next book is called The Way of Kings, and it got a 4.6 on Goodreads. It's by Brandon Sanderson. And this one, it's a big boy. This is gonna take me a while to read, and even longer because what James wants to do, he hasn't read this yet. And this is gonna be like, there's gonna be like 7 books in the series or something. So yeah, I don't think he's come out with all of them yet though. I think there's like 4 out, I believe. But this takes place in a fantasy realm. I'm really getting into fantasy this year. So thousands of years before this book is started, you have the Knights Radiant, and they're like angelic beings, and they would come down and kill these monsters and, you know, help humanity. And then something happens, and then they're like, you know what, peace out, we're not doing this anymore. And what is special about them is they have these suits of armor and these blades that are super strong and super powerful. So these suits of armor, they give them energy, they give them like super strength. They're basically like Iron Man suits. That's the way I watch Allie Enchanted, and that's the way that she described it. Oh, hi Aria. She says hi to you. That's Aria. And these blades, these swords, they can cut through anything, stone, anything, and you can't destroy these swords unless if it's with another sword. So kind of like a lightsaber. That's what James was describing it to me. He's like, oh, that sounds just like Star Wars. So I'm really excited. And this is told from 3 different perspectives. So we have a woman and 2 men that we follow in this book. So I'm really excited about that. Are you going to sit? Or are you just going to show your ass to everyone? She's sweet. Hopefully she sits and you're not staring at a furry cat butt through the whole video. Anyways, so this next book is near and dear to my heart. I started reading this book in middle school and something happened. I didn't finish it and I didn't check it out at a library again. But I found it recently because I found it named on the inside flap of another book that I'm going to talk about. It is The Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. And this is one of 4 books in this series, and it is rated 4.1 stars on Goodreads. And this is it's a King Arthur telling, but from Guinevere's perspective and Arthur's sister Morgan's perspective. And I am so excited. I am so excited about this. Just looking at this cover, I get nostalgic. I mean, look at this cover. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I am so excited. So excited about that. And then also I have The Lost Queen by Signe Pike. And this is also a King Arthur retelling, but it's supposed to be more historically accurate. It's about, we follow Merlin's twin sister Langoreth, and I am so excited. And this is a trilogy. Emily, I told you wrong. I'm sorry. I thought it was a duology, but I need to do more research apparently. No, this 3rd book hasn't come out yet, so I can't remember the name of the 2nd one, but if this one is as good as everyone is saying it is. Did I give the rating? No. I don't know. It's 4.1. If I already gave you the rating, I'm sorry. But I'm really, really excited about this. Now the next book is called The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, I think is how you say her name. This was given a 3.8 rating on Goodreads, and she also is the same author as The Night Circus, which I did read and I'm really excited about. But this is set in a fantasy world off the shore of the Starless Sea. And underground is like this labyrinth of tunnels and all these different ways to get to these hidden doors is how I'm understanding it. I'm gonna do a really poor explanation of this because the explanation on Goodreads is kind of confusing. But you have these doors and they're made for people who aren't actually seeking these doors. They're like hidden from them. And when you're ready to stumble across it, they will reveal themselves to you. They can either be on the forest floor or in a house, or they're kind of like hidden in different portals around the shore. And so we follow a character, what is his name? Zachary Ezra Rollins. We follow his character and he stumbles across this book in a library and he's super interested in it. It's got like mysteries and like these stories of lovers, and it's just, he's really, really into it. And then this book leads him to 2 other characters that he meets, and then they go on this journey to find his door. And it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of, not Labyrinth, not the 80s, kind of like the 80s one, but a little bit different. The 80s movie Labyrinth with Bon Jovi, is it? Is that who it is? I don't know. I'm getting those kinds of feels when reading this synopsis. I don't know, but I'm excited. I think it'll be super fun. And then, depending on how quickly I get through those, I'm hoping I can get through those by fall because I have 3 like spooky books that I want to read. The first is called Let the Right One In, and I'm gonna totally butcher this man's name, John Javid Lundqvist. I don't know, he's Swedish. It's a Swedish book. It is rated 4 stars on Goodreads. It is a standalone, and so is The Starless Sea, by the way. That was a standalone as well. But I'm so excited for this. I saw the movie, what's it called? Let Me In? Is that what it was called? With Chloe Martinez when she was like super young. I saw it years ago. And then I realized, oh, it's a book. Oh, I hate it when that happens. That happens to me all too often. I'll watch a movie and then I'll realize there's a book. And I'm like, no, I want to read the book first. But I really enjoyed the movie, so I think I'm gonna like this. So this is set in 1981, and a teenage boy comes up murdered with all the blood drained from him. And a 12-year-old boy he thinks his life is boring, and he meets this girl who is very interesting to him, but she's odd, and she only comes out at night. And that's all I'm gonna say. It looks so good. I'm excited. And then next, I have Dr. Sleep, of course. I read The Shining. Loved The Shining. It's in my top like 10 books. It is so good. And I can understand why King really disliked the movie, because it was a shell of what the book actually is. Danny in the film was just unemotional, he didn't speak, and he's not like that at all. And I'm going on a rant that I did not mean to go on to, but I just disliked the movie a ton. It was all about Jack. In the book, it's all about Danny, you know? Anyway, so if you've seen the movie and have reservations about going into the book, scratch the movie, just go into the book. It's so good. But this is the sequel to that book. So we follow Danny, and he's mid-30s, I believe. Not sure, but he's older at this point, and he works in a hospital, and he uses his shining gift to help those who are about to die, hence the name Dr. Sleep. He like comforts them before they pass. And so these travelers, who are they called? This is totally uncool what I'm doing, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to like read the back. I should know this. But these travelers are sucking the lives out of these children with the shining. They call it the steam. And they want to gather all of it because that's how they live and that's how they feed off. That's what they feed off of to survive. And this girl named Abra Stone, she realizes what's going on, and she has a feeling of what's going on. And so from what I can tell, Dan and Abra are gonna link up and try and take these people on and stop them from taking the shining kiddos. So the last, oh gosh, Aria, that is not where I want you to sit. I don't have a tripod because I don't have proper camera equipment, and she's like cramping my style right now. The next book I want to read is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. And this, oh, I'm sorry, the rating for this one got 4.1 on Goodreads, and then in this one, it has 4 stars on Goodreads. A lot of 4 stars. Oh, I have the blade itself right here, the one I finished. I'm on squirrel. Sorry. This one I gave a 5 out of 5. It's so good. This is the first book in the first Law series, the blade itself. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Sorry. Salem's Lot. So we follow Ben Mears, I think is how you say it. He is a struggling writer, and he goes back to his hometown called Jerusalem's Lot, and he lives in this old creepy mansion because he wants to get inspired to try and write another book. And then these 2 teenage boys go into the woods. Only one comes out alive, and he's like, hold up, what is going on in this little town? And I guess creepy things happen from there. So that is it. Those are all the books that I want to read this year, or try to get through this year, maybe more, we'll see. But let me know if any of these books are ones that you are interested in reading this year, or if I didn't mention anything that you think I would like that you're reading, just let me know. I hope you have a good day. Bye!